CataractCoach.com. Traumatic zonulopathy noted pre-op. At the slit-lamp microscope, you see this dark shadow there. Look at that. You know it's going to be a challenge. Now, the patient reports history of trauma many years ago. Wow, look at that. Once the patient's supine, you put some viscoelastic and look at that big gap. Wow, so we have a lot of absence of zonular support, probably 6 clock hours. Look how wrinkly the anterior lens capsule is. Very hard to get this rhexis done. Wow, surgeon's doing a beautiful job, by the way. Beautiful. Get this rhexis done. Yeah, another para. You're going to definitely put some capsule hooks in. Putting the capsule hooks in now is actually very helpful before the rhexis is complete because it gives you counter traction. So get these in here now. Now continue the rhexis, and now you've got good counter traction. You complete that rhexis, a little more viscoelastic, and then get the rhexis going. Oh, go in the other direction on the rhexis. Okay, whatever it takes. Nice, big, centered rhexis. Look at that. Beautiful. Now you got to think, how are you going to stabilize this capsular bag? So the capsule hooks are in there now, which looks pretty good, and that'll make it nice and stable. But okay, then what? So there's a little higher dissection. I think 2 capsule hooks is a good start. I maybe even put in more. Let's see. Now going with a phaco probe, and then you're going to make short work of this nucleus. And so get it up, chop. Very nicely done here. And once you get this nucleus out, you got to examine the bag a little bit more and figure out, okay, what are we going to do? I like this idea, by the way, of using more viscoelastic in the bag. Oh, got the iris there. And getting that lens nucleus up. It's not a very dense nucleus. That's easy enough to do. Easy to remove here. And so I don't want to also fill the bag with viscoelastic as I remove the nuclear pieces from it. So as we do that, you're going to have a lot of stability there. Because remember, these 2 points of fixation from the capsule hooks are great, but it's not sufficient. So here, taking out the cortex, and if you see too much floppiness of the bag, you may want to put in the CTR right now. And so here, in a case like this, I'd probably put in yeah, there it is, Cionni ring. So there's the Cionni ring, a double Cionni ring. See how the 2 ends both have those eyelets 180 apart? So starting off here with a suture, I like that, getting this on there nicely. And then slowly, let's deliver this in the capsular bag. You'll get the rest of the cortex out later. This is, again, kind of bringing this around, nice and easy. Remember, the 2 eyelets go above the anterior capsular rim, while the rest of the Cionni ring sits underneath the anterior capsular rim in the capsular bag. 2-handed technique here. I like that extra viscoelastic. That's super smart. And then now, you're going to have to make some access point to suture those 2 eyelets to the sclera to fixate it. So here, doing a small little focal peritomy. There's some more subcon, probably lidocaine with epinephrine. Get the patient happy and comfortable. I would have done a retrobulbar block or peribulbar block or subtenous block at the beginning, measuring about 2 millimeters back and making a little groove there, half groove. That half depth groove is important because that allows the suture to kind of sink into the sclera. You don't want the suture to sit right under the conjunctiva. It'll be too exposed. So here we go, now exposing, putting that needle inside the eye, and now you get the suture material and thread it in there. It's a little tough to do. If you've already cut the needle off, like in this case, it's a little tough to do, but it can be done just with patience here. Look at that, step by step, advance it more than you think, and then pull it out of the eye. And here we go, pull it out, and then grab that end as soon as it comes out. Yeah, a little hemostasis there is good. Oh, where's the suture? And there it is, and you can pull it. And now I'm going to go back inside the eye with it. Let's see how we're going to do this. Push this through. And now get the other end. So you'll get both ends of this, bring them outside the eye, tie them together. And then you'll be able to fixate this. And do the same thing on the opposite side. And now this is going to give you basically 180 degrees of 2 eyelets, 180 apart. And that's going to give you 360 support of the capsular bag. But again, fixated to the sclera at 2 points, 180 apart. So there are the knots, two ends being tied up together. Once that knot's done, make sure it goes into that groove you made in the sclera. That looks pretty good. And then now, do you need one on the other side as well? I think you probably should. I mean, you have a double eyelid Cionni for a reason. And then cortex removal is obviously a little more challenging here. That looks pretty good. And you know what? If it's stable, maybe you don't need to suture the other eyelid in. Here comes the lens, 3-piece lens. Let's see how we're going to place it. Is it all in the capsular bag, or is it optic capture, haptics, and sulcus? And now, okay, taking out the capsule hooks. So maybe just that one sutured area. Let's see how it looks. Looks pretty good. Oh, I'd suture up the main incision too. You got a little iris prolapse there. Yeah, put that back in the eye. Definitely suture that. You don't need the grief. Put in some myocol in the eye also. Bring the pupil down. And again, patient can be pretty happy. It's a pretty good result. Now, the catch here, though, is if it's traumatic from the patient getting into a fight, you just hope the patient doesn't get into another fight because this proline suture is going to lose. Anyway, remember, we have retina rounds, our sister channel, so much free material. You need to be learning from that channel, too.